Ugh. You're all gonna be on YouTube there. You're gonna be on YouTube also. Hey, what's happening, peeps? Elton McFall here. It is a glorious, gorgeous Sunday afternoon on Mother's Day, May 11th, 2025. The only thing that's too bad about today is it's actually been 30 years since a close friend of mine took his own life, and probably I'm thinking I'm gonna have to edit that out. I think I'll mention that maybe later, because that's the kind of thing that could get demonetized, you know. As usual, as saying way too much, everything off the top of my head. That's my life, and that's why my last walking video I did on Peel, I was very proud of the way it was done. You know, I planned it carefully to do it in the morning. The lighting would be all lit up that street, walking several blocks up from, you know, from old Montreal into downtown to de Maisonneuve Boulevard and all that stuff. But walking through Griffintown pisses me off because, you know, how the mayor's office has pissed our money away on the stupid raised cement frickin' bike paths. Look, bike paths, what do I care so much if they're like this? You paint a few lines, but what do I care, you know? This is okay. But even at that, it's questionable because it takes away too many parking spaces. But, you know, once again, it's a screw you from the mayor's office. They don't care about cars. They don't care about motorists in Montreal whatsoever. Zero. If they were up to them, they'd frickin' make every frickin' major street a pedestrian street, you know? There's your current price of gas there, which of course I'm sure is too much than probably half of the country, but whatever. So really, I got this idea like spur of the moment. Originally I thought I was going to do a walking video on Rue Masson, which is near here in Rosemont, but I needed to chill out and relax on the hybrid I took to get here on the 47 route, because of the fact that I walked all the way from my place, and it's pretty much walking all upwards. And then I was going to take the Arctic scrap, but then it left. I don't know, the driver got out and like, say, you know what, everything happens for a reason. I don't have to go anywhere quickly any particular way. I said, well, just take my time. And that's what I did. So I'm a little bit pooped, but I want to keep this going here. I don't like sitting around. Plus all these like people over there are all like talking too loud, smoking. But look at all the bikes around here. How did all those people get along in the old days with all these bike paths? You know what they did? They did like everybody else normally. You just went anywhere that was safe in a logical manner. But, you know, again, it's a very, what's that word I'm looking for? Contrived world, I guess. Eh? So, anyway, I don't bicycle anymore. I sold, by the way, if you guys, you know, remember my red vintage bikes, my red Roll Fast 47, it's gone. I sold it. And the Schwinn is still for sale if you're interested in it. I'll definitely never get back the $900 it cost me to restore it, but whatever, I'm looking for the best offer. And so here we are on Laurier Street. We just left from Rue Saint-Denis, and we're at Laurier Metro Station. We're not going to go into the metro station. We're going to go down, I think, let's see if it's this street here. God almighty, look, you would think everybody's outside here. It's like being downtown. I like the Plateau, I really do, but I would never live here. Even if I was a successful artist, I would never live here. Rivaux, I think it's the next one I want to go down, eh? I think. Oh yeah, I just thought of something ridiculous. I have to mention it. Like, you know, the guy I've been talking about for a few years, I watched for many years, got like, I don't know, whatever, 500,000 subscribers, goes by the name of Adam the Woo, right? And Adam has been traveling quite a bit because, you know, he's a big success there. And I was watching his latest video. He went to Mexico City, and I'm not kidding you, I couldn't believe this. Like, this is why I don't want to think about the future anymore, because it's always looking dim and grim and depressing and more illogical than even now as it already is. And I don't know, something about the city of Mexico, they were charging him basically like a tariff for filming. I swear to God, I'm not kidding you. Like we got charged, I think, $13 for a permit for filming. So if there's ever comes to a time where they're going to do that here, I'm going to fucking lose it. I swear to God, because it seems to me the more we're getting along in time here, the more we're losing privileges, you know? It's like we have too much privileges and not enough of them. It's like there's too many laws and not enough laws. Right, my lord? Anyway, where are we now? Are we where I want to be? No, this is Barrie. Oh, shit. Where the hell is that street I want to go down? Did they change the name of the street, maybe? Well, anyway, whatever. I'm not going on it. This is not a walking video on any set street here in the Plateau, Montreal anyway, so we're just meander, and I'm probably going to film this until the battery dies. Right now I'm at 59%, and we're going to go as far as we can with this. And yeah, I haven't done a walking video in much more than a week. I didn't do any last week because I was depressed, and what didn't help either was that the weather was crap for most of the week. And I'm really not interested generally in doing, you know, these types of videos with the GoPro when it's cloudy or raining, and it's just depressing. So everybody loves a beautiful sunny day with blue skies, and it's nice to see people, you know, with friends and family, and it's Mother's Day, and you know, people walking around and biking and all that, looking at buildings and cars and trees and squirrels and whatever, and not at their goddamn phones all the time. That really like grinds my gears. Now at Laurier metro station, you just saw that one entrance exit, but there's the other one right there. That's like the main entrance, because that's where a lot of these buses stop, eh? So look at that, Berry and Chappé. You know what, I remember filming actually a snow removal operation here, you know, in the freaking dead of winter, which was so many months ago, which I don't want to think about at all until next winter. Who the hell wants to think of that crap? It was so horrible, you know? Oh, look at those garage doors. They're all, God, that's weird. How many buildings have you ever seen where they have garage doors right in the front like that, in the front entrance? That's really weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I'm actually wondering, maybe was this originally a mechanic's garage, actually, is what I'm thinking. And not only that, look at those windows. Those are gorgeous. Look at it. But this is what I'm talking about. This is where, again, I can't stress this enough in every video, okay? I'm old school. Like the people who are about to walk by me, we lived in a time where there was hardly any graffiti. Now it's everywhere, because these freaking morons, they're trying to basically show off each other online on whatever Instagram. I did this tag here on whatever street, and every corner has freaking graffiti all over the place. It's hard to ignore. You know, I'm an artist. I love beautiful things. I don't like fucking garbage. Telling it like it is, as usual. That's what I do. What this is, if I what's all this shit? Anyway, so here we are at beautiful Boulevard Saint-Joseph. Speaking of beautiful things here in the city, would love to go into one of these buildings, actually, because every building here is historical. They're all buildings built, I think, in the 20s and 30s. Nothing really poor in this area. But again, I was looking for that street. Maybe it's the next one, actually. I'm looking for Rester Street. R-E-S-T-H-H-E-R. Why? Smell. Ugh. Why? Because any of you guys into old cars and muscle cars, you know about Nick's garage, right? Nick Panaritas, right? Him and his brothers, they were been fixing up and restoring, you know, so forth, muscle cars and classics in general. And his shop used to be on this street, which I think is right here, but now I can't see the freaking sign because it's in the middle there. It's in the middle right here. I don't have the eyes to go see that, so now I'm gonna have to. Pretty sure it's up here though. Well, let's go take a look. I'm sure it's here. Anyway, I checked the map before I come here because I haven't been up this street in a long time. So he had this shop, right? This really old garage. Hey, speaking of nice cars, look at that. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. This is what I'm looking for today. Cars I recognize. Cars that you know what it is when you see it, you know? Yeah. Some nice music. Anyway, so Nick Panaritas' shop was right here. Oh, there's a street sign right there for that alleyway. Yeah, here we are, Rester. Rest assured. So like I said, Nick Panaritas, for many, many years, he had his shop right here. It was right here. It was an old white building, old garage, one floor, but he didn't have enough room, right? And not only that, he didn't have really room to keep the cars here on the street. So this is going back when I started going there, like over 15 years ago, when I was doing this door-to-door sales of my vintage ads and all that for, you know, and so none of this was here. And I think what probably happened is he probably got an offer from a developer to sell, and he's like, I'm gonna take that money and build a new shop in Laval. And that's what he did. Of course, the only thing is that for me, it doesn't drive because I'm visually impaired. I don't ever go to Laval because I have to pay extra and I'm cheap. I don't have money. I don't feel like paying extra. And that's kind of ironic. A Charger's going by because Nick was really always known to be a Mopar specialist. And Mopar is a term for Chrysler product, especially now for Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, DeSoto fans, Imperial. And so yeah, it was interesting to come here back in the day when he had the shop here. I took quite a few photos over time. One time, I even have an 8x12 photo I took right here, actually, of a yellow Nash Metropolitan. If you know what a Nash Metropolitan is, then good for you, because that's a very bizarre compact car of the 50s, one of the first compact cars that came over here, and it was really made by Austin, but really geared for North American sales. Going up, I guess. We'll do like a zigzag thing or whatever. I don't really know where I'm going. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's just a gorgeous day, and I'm just happy to record. Actually, you know what? No, I want to go on Laurier for a bit. Come to think of it, let's do that. I'm not sure where we're going to go though, but yeah, well, I heard a siren there just now, so. I have that 80s song in my head right now. I need cigarettes. I need a cigarette. Yeah, it's nothing but old antiques around here, right? If anything is new, it's pretty much a condominium. Let's do something different. Go through this alleyway. Maybe we'll see a crackhead or something. No, I've seen enough of them in my area, thank you. That's the downside of living in the city, especially in places like where I live in Hochelaga, for crying out loud. And where does the city get off and have the nerve, by the way, to block off alleyways like this? How the fuck did they decide which some of them are closed off and some of them are open? Like, I find that I'm not even a motorist, but again, I feel for the motorists because I'm a major car guy. I've always been. I don't understand stuff like that. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Again, that's the, as people would say, and I've never heard him put so correctly for the current Mayor Plante administration, but you know, it's an elitist group. Same thing with all the bike paths. It's an elitist group. They're just doing everything for themselves, for their own way. Hell, even my mom, who used to like this woman, now she just can't stand her like so many people. You know how many fucked up roads we still have all over the place? Holy shit, man, I could make a list, you know? Wow, that's weird. Look at this. That's bizarre. It almost looks like they added a staircase here and built it or something. That's bizarre. I was hoping to see some oldies, you know. Have I seen any today so far? Nope. And what are we today? Like I said, May 11th, Mother's Day. But no, it's and you still see some oldies here in the Plateau Montreal because a lot of artists live here, you know, and I guess more successful than me or whatever, but and hip people, very hip place, eh? You know, very trendy. So I think I'm just gonna pick a random street and go south on it, you know, go to towards like Mont-ROYAL Street, right? Oh, by the way, hey, I'd like to ask you, you know, it'd be really great if you guys could show your love and support, and you want to send me a nice tip there, like one of you did recently with my email through either PayPal worldwide or in Canada, an e-transfer would be much appreciated. It's eltonmcfall@hotmail.com. Show your support. If you really want to show your support, you got at least $100 or more to spend. I can do a nice painting for you of any vehicle you want. Hell, I even painted a fire station once for one of my fans there. It actually was one of my fans, Ed, from Savannah, Georgia, and it was actually a few years ago of a fire station here, more east of here, oddly enough, which I can't remember the number of it right now. Yeah, well, let's get across over here, make sure everything is safe here. Yeah, look, even here they blocked this off. This I can understand. This is a question of safety probably, so yeah. Well, you know, in my old times, when I started bringing a camera with me all the time, you know, 35mm camera all the time to go find old cars, basically to record on film, which I've filmed, got hundreds of them, I guess. You know, I lost my train of thought. I totally lost my train of thought now. Doesn't take much for me. I don't know, with older age, and at least it was good to know when I had supper with my brother a couple of months ago. He's like, yeah, he's the same way. He'll be talking about something and he'll just like totally lose track of what I was saying. He's like, what was I saying? What was I talking about? I'm like, I'm not any different than him. Of course, me, it's worse because I'm a pothead. I would think it's worse. I'd like to also give a shout out to my great friend, actually, Brian Bridgman. He actually lived near here with his wife. He moved out last year. You might remember seeing him in a video, his 79 Capri, Mercury Capri, which is somewhere near here. Really a bitch and ride. Richie, that's really cool. I actually saw him recently. You might have saw the video. I filmed a little ride with him. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I used to see a lot of old cars around here. This is an area I used to come here frequently because it was just a bevy of classics, you know, and there were a lot of there were actually, I remember especially when I didn't record or film them because I didn't care for them that much, but there were a lot of like 70s Volkswagen vans actually. So I didn't even notice what street I'm on here. But it is a really lovely part of town, dude. This is like, you know, it looks like Rosemont, but you know, maybe it's a notch up. I don't know, a notch up, more expensive. You know, there's more buildings that are colorful. There's more buildings that were all actually all these buildings were all redone. Come to think of it, you can tell they were all redone too. All the windows are changed. Everything's repainted. A lot of them have the bricks. They were changed, and it makes them all really, really expensive to live in. I mean, I'm lucky where I live. You know, it's kind of getting gentrified, sort of, but you know, it's I don't live. I mean, I have the same type size shitty windows that are all dark, but this is all looking quite classy compared to what this area or any of these streets in the Plateau looked like years ago, even though I didn't know that because I'm only 49. But I used to have a friend who is a boomer, and he grew up here. No, sorry, he didn't grow up here. He grew up in Montreal North, but he used to live here, and he says no, he says this area was quite, like old Montreal, was quite you know, working class. Nothing, it was not very fancy at all, you know. So yeah, that's the impression I get of the Plateau Montreal. It doesn't seem to be an affordable area to live, and you can always tell the kind of income people have in the areas they live just by the cars you see on the street. And you see a lot of cars here that are cheap but not really cheap, and not cars also like that Audi we just saw and that Jeep Wrangler. These aren't cheap vehicles, you know. So what in the hell? Look at this. There's a mural here on this house. What? That's different. I'm not reading all that. That's not. Listen, I just spent like 3 hours finishing a painting, and my eyes are a little tired. I'm not freaking reading all that shit. Parce que je suis un français, c'est pas à cause de ça. C'est just my eyes are lazy right now. That's it. Cross the street. You're going to be in the video continuously with your very loud pink jacket there. Like I don't already stick out like a sore thumb enough as it is, you know. Shit. Yeah. Oh, these are cool. Look at this. Hey, these are neat. I saw one of these actually when I was with Brian one day on that shitty day. I filmed a ride with him in that Ford Escape that he rented, which didn't impress me at all actually. I would rather an old Ford Escape.
J'en ai pas fait de cas. Ben oui, c'est ça. Finalement, c'est probablement ça qui faisait de l'humidité dans la cave, puis que bon, ça sentait un peu plus que d'habitude. Mais on va lui laisser une semaine.
This looks familiar. Isn't this Napoleon Street coming up here, I think? You know, I've got a slight headache now from wearing these sunglasses, because if you probably noticed I got new sunglasses here. You know, and because the older ones were all freaking scratched up, man. I mean, I kept them, but they're not in good shape, so glad to get these, and they're a bit smaller. They don't look as you know, whatever, intimidating, like I'm some kind of mafioso boss or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, Bienville. You know, I think the last time actually I did a walking video here in the Plateau might have actually been last summer. I do remember it was a perfect summer day like this, weekday, and yeah, so to go back to what I was saying or trying to say, because I get distracted easily when I'm doing these walks, the only thing that's annoying, there's another alleyway blocked off, is that yeah, my last walking video on Peel Street, again, I'm proud of it, but because of the way I did it, the way I approached it, but again, there's things in that video that I see that bug me, and I can't stay quiet about it. It's something, even at my age, at 49, I have to learn to, you know, frickin', as Archie Bunker would say, I have to learn to stifle myself, right? Look at this frickin', what I call recycled blue color. It's like recycled paint, but in front of an old frickin' 4Runner with, I don't know what the hell that gear is on the side. I had a neighbor had one of those. Actually, that looks like exactly like the color you would have seen on one of the earliest Volkswagen Beetles from the 50s into the 60s, which oddly enough, I actually had filmed one that day with Brian a couple of weeks ago. Very original. It was a 64. They're gonna stop to see how the freaking battery is doing, by the way. Look at this freaking behemoth, eh? Holy shit, man. If that's not top of the line, I don't know what is. You know, I would be a lot more impressed by this rig, frankly, if it wasn't black. I'm so fucking sick of all these pickup trucks. Every big fucking pickup truck, 75% of them, black with the black rims. It's like, man, this is how freaking... I cannot believe and this is a car guy talking, or an artist. I love colors. How predictable things have become. You know, it's like all these douchebags driving around their fucking BMWs and Audis downtown. It's so predictable. I hate that. I don't like that about people. I hate conformity. I hate it. You know, I'd rather be, I've said it for years, I'd rather be fucking weird than boring, predictable. You know? But that's how it is. It's been like that for many years. You know, a guy goes into a dealership, I'm interested in this. Like, see, there's another one. And they're like, oh yeah, we got one in black and it'll be available tomorrow. So they're like, yeah, okay, great. I'll sign the deal, and you know, whatever. They drive off with it that day or the next day. We are now at where? Mont-ROYAL. We might as well kick around Mont-ROYAL a little bit, eh? With just over 30% battery left there. You know, God, it's just perfect. It's probably about 18 degrees, I figure, right now. Right? Oh yeah, we were on Saint-André, comme le frère Saint-André. This is a fun street, though. It's definitely a fun street to look at. Speaking of distractions, tons of distraction on the street everywhere. There's a lot of beauty and a lot of uniqueness to like these shops and these restaurants here. Like this place here, I never heard of that. You know. Well, I wish I could be doing that, but I don't have any friends practically. So what can I tell you? That's the eccentric, bipolar Asperger life, I guess. I don't know. Could always be worse. But in fact, I think in my older age, and something I think you becomes more you realize in your older age, you're better off to be left alone than to just avoid kind of problems, because people are problems. That's really what it comes down to, I think. You know, it is. And I just like living as simply as I can, without drama or bullshit, because there's enough bullshit every day as it is. See? Comprende? Well, now we're walking towards, you know what, I'm gonna stop here a second. I'm gonna take a little break. I'm tired. All right, I'm back, and nowhere near where I was when I stopped recording this, because it's funny, because I just sat down to take a break, as you saw me show that bench on Mont-ROYAL, near Mont-ROYAL metro station, and then Nick called, which is cool because I hadn't talked to him in a while, and so we talked a long while, and I didn't stay there because it was just too noisy to try to maintain a conversation. And so now I'm walking, I'm just west of Saint Laurent. I'm walking west here on Rachel Street, and now you're about to see this Portuguese church over here. I've been here a very long time. It's got a really cool design, this place, though. So I'm basically walking up to Mont-ROYAL, and it's funny because I walked Marianne, a few of these streets. I was like, man, they're so cool. There's such beautiful, rich, vintage, historic architecture. And I'm like, I wanted to record that, but maybe I'll do that some other time anyway. And this is really, I mean, I can't stress this enough. Montreal, this time of year, man, spring, summer, the best place in the world it could be. You know, people always say, oh, well, you know, there's beautiful women, pretty ladies, and you know, this and that. But yeah, it's more to it than that. It's the terraces, all these bars, the restaurants, the shops. It's the joie de vivre of Quebec. You know, the live. It's alive. You can feel the beat of it. You know, like all these motorcyclists coming over here. There's tons of motorcyclists here. Actually, as I was talking to Nick there, what drove by me was a white 64 Impala ragtop with the original hubcaps, which is kind of weird because usually those kinds of cars you see a lot of mag wheels, wire wheels type of stuff. You don't really see them too original. So anyway, just like I said, gonna burn this battery right out. I hope those bathrooms are gonna open, the ones that are right underneath Park Avenue coming up I'm walking towards, because last time I was there, I guess maybe not even a month ago, with Nick, and they were closed. So I'm like, you'd be surprised how hard it is to find a place to whiz on that mountain, because you know, there's so many people around there. Speaking of a lot of people, some kind of production going here. Oh yeah, of course, I forgot. Every Sunday is what's known as the Tam Tams, and there's people that are banging their bongos and drums at the foot of the mountain there. I think this is L'Esplanade, actually. Look, and there's a that's a military base. It looks like it has a flag at half-mast almost. Anywho, that freaking bathroom better be open, man, because I really don't feel like playing this game, man. I really got to go now and I was gonna go in this restaurant that I used to eat at sometimes on the corner before Saint Laurent and Rachel, but it's closed, surprisingly. Yeah. What's going on over here? What are they gonna do here now? They're gonna build freaking condos or what? Hey, the mayor's office, she hasn't done enough money expertly pissing her money away. Oh my God, look at this. It's all sealed off. I can't even use the bathroom here now. Holy shit, man. Ah, that's great. That's great. That's wonderful. Oh, well, I can't even access the stuff. What are they doing here now? Jeez, this is what I'm talking about. You know, it's stuff that cheeses me off the most. If it's not like seeing like a tax dollars being misspent, but also freaking just, my God, like the transit thing, There you go. You only live once. Oh, look at that. There are two of them. Look at you. Huh. That's funny to see that. Actually, I was going through my 1989 magazine I have, and oh my God, what are they gonna do here? Oh, yeah, it's funny because I was just talking about how Montreal is the best place you could live in the spring and the summer. Yeah, if you can stand all the bullshit though, just like a lot of cities. Oh, this is not a surprising car to see in this part of town. All right, the old freaking Volvo 240, eh? The old hipster's car there. And judging by that color, this thing is probably from the mid or early 80s, I'm guessing. I filmed a couple of these as wagons, but I never filmed a four-door. I don't know, I just don't like it as a four-door. Oh, look at this, here's an old Tercel. What else is around here that's vintage? Maybe anything bigger, perhaps? Look at this weird thing. Where's this thing from? Mexico? What the hell is this? Bottle rocket. Oh, you stole that from Uncle Tony's garage, probably. That's freaking ugly as hell. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Okay, well, I still gotta go to the bathroom and I can't go, and I don't know what the hell they're doing here. I got a feeling they're gonna put a fucking lake here or something. I'm guessing probably, and I guess I could probably swear more at this point in the video because it's like getting long in the tooth, and you know, most people watch like what, 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes if you're lucky, you know. So I still think this is L'Esplanade Street. L'Esplanade. Maybe if I'm lucky there'll be a Johnny on the spot somewhere. I don't know. Well, at least I'm in good shape and I'm in good spirits. But again, the stuff like that, like you know, there was nothing wrong with the park. Like, what are they doing here? I just, like, you know, we're probably gonna put in a, if they're gonna do anything, they should put a freaking pool there. That's what I think. So I don't know, maybe they're changing pipes there or something. Now we're walking back towards MONT-ROYAL. I don't really feel like going in an alleyway to do my business, you know. Oh, you know what? I remember this building here on the corner. I remember it went by here a few years. It looked rough. It was in rough shape. Has it been fixed up? Have they fixed it up? Where's the street signs? The sun is just intense. Oh my God. Is it? It is Esplanade. Oh my God, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the house from the movie The Money Pit. One of the greatest comedies of the 80s. With Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks and Shelley Long. Yeah, that's right. Old Astro. Graffiti. Looks like shit Astro, actually. Looks like the kind of thing that should be parked, that's always parked in a dark place there where like, wow, that is beautiful. Wow. I don't remember noticing this beauty, eh? Everything with arches is beautiful, right? Yeah. Oh, this is definitely much more modern, eh? This is more 60s, 70s. Must be commercial building, I guess. What's this building here? Is there a bathroom here, maybe? Probably not. Probably wishful thinking again. Oh wow, major demolition over here, eh? Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've said it before, I think in another video, that there are so many of these buildings are like over 100 years old or 200 that they were not maintained or they were never restored, and they're just not in great shape. I wonder if I can actually use a bathroom here. Probably not. We'll go check it out. I'm sure I can. Okay, well, I wasn't planning on being here, but here I am at the foot of Mount Royal. And before I was way on the other side, all this construction bullshit. I walked all the way up to Montreal, which is over there, hoping to find a bathroom. And there was a lady, I don't know, next to the soccer court or whatever. And she, oh, I like that Mercedes. And she says to me, yeah, you got to go all the way down past the construction use bathroom. Like, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Love and hate the city all at once. It's just really baffling. But my music is life and life is music, as I always say. Maybe there'll be a freaking portable toilet here somewhere. It would only be logical, really, because like I said, you would think you could go into the woods to do your business, but there's a lot of people in those woods walking around, so you can, right? I think I'll just let the music talk right now. They would have put, you know, like I said, a Johnny on the spot, a mobile toilet here somewhere. Now I'm gonna have to cross here and see if I can find what the woman was talking about, because I don't see anything like that over here. For crying out loud! Oh God, I hope she's right, but because now it's been a really long time, I have to go. Yeah, this place, Santropole, man, it's almost as old as me. It's been here since '76. I used to even come here sometimes back in the day in the '90s with my friends. This is one of the funkiest cafes you could ever go to. It's really something else. And thank God it was here, because I had no trouble going to use a bathroom, because I've been waiting to use a bathroom for like friggin' 45 minutes, man. I can't believe that whole freaking park, there's like hundreds of people in that park, not one portable toilet. This is what my life has come to at this age, is complaining about a lack of toilets. Incredible. So, all because they're doing some construction of, I don't know what the hell they're doing there. Like I said, it almost looks like you could build a freaking pool there or something. But anyway, again, check this place out. Santropole, corner of Duluth and Santropole. It's a nice way to end my video, though. I'm pretty tired now, so I don't feel like filming anymore, even though the battery still has 17% battery left. So, thanks for watching, guys. And like I said, you want to show your appreciation with a gratuity, eltonmcfall@hotmail.com, by PayPal or an e-transfer. You want to send $10, $100, whatever, that'd be great. Much obliged, because the members only thing didn't work out. Look, there's a very little dog. Bye.